This is Matt for Behind the Gloves, proudly sponsored by S-Jam Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by the winner, Hosea Burton. You've just won in the final eliminator for the light heavyweight title, British. How are you feeling? How would you sum up your performance?
What I can say is okay. It was an okay performance. I felt okay in there. I never felt great. It was what it was. Nothing special. It was just a fight.
He was tough in there tonight, but you managed to do the business and get him out of there. Is that extra special when you managed to finish the fight a bit earlier?
I expected to knock him out. I expected he actually held a few shots better than I thought he was going to. I hurt him, I think, I stunned him round 2, round 3. I knew I hurt him a few times. I thought he would have went earlier, but round 6 I got him, wasn't it? Yeah, so round 6, can't complain.
Your jab seemed to be the start of everything for you tonight. Quick throwaway jab, then the right hand straight over the top, caught him on numerous occasions. Was that something you've been working on, the accuracy of that jab and making sure that it worked on him?
That's just me, innit? Look, I'm 6'4", I'm 12.5 stone. If I've not got a good jab, what have I got? You know, that's been me up my whole life. Jab, 1-2, 1-2 left hook, move, jab right uppercut, and I done what I do. Nothing special, but nothing too shabby.
This was the final eliminator for a belt that Craig Richards holds. You've said, I think, that you think he'll vacate this. Is that still a possibility? Do you think he will vacate and not take that fight on with himself?
He done 12 good rounds with Dimitri Bivol, who's a very, very good world champion. Yeah. So he'll think his stock's worth more than just a British title. Yeah. So that's just my opinion. He might just come and fight, but we was meant to fight a couple of times before and it never came off. So I can't see it coming off now. When he thinks he's going to have a few bigger money fights. Yeah. You know, if he gives it up and fights somewhere else, he can always fall back on the British. That's my opinion, but I think he'd rather give it up, fight somebody else rather than fight me.
That means at least you'll be next to fight for the vacant belt, whoever against that may be. You mentioned also in the pre-fight about Lyndon that you think he's a sitting duck. He's got a fight. It looks like him and Antiad are going to also have the rematch, providing they both get through. You fancy that Lyndon fight, don't you?
I would knock Lyndon out in 1 or 2 rounds. That's 100,000,000%. I've sparred him before. I've chinned him in sparring. I've sparred him maybe 4, 5 times, just say 5 times. He's never ever finished the distance once. That's guaranteed.
Never finished the distance?
Never ever. If we're meant to do 6 rounds, he's done 4 rounds. If we're meant to do 8 rounds, he's done 3 rounds. 1,000,000%.
That'd be some statement if you managed to get him out of there.
Can do that, I guarantee. He will have nothing to do with me. I'd fight Lyndon for nothing. He can have my purse if he fights me. That can't be no fairer than that, can it?
Wow, that's some statement, that. I'll ask you about a couple of fights in the division, just because obviously you've been in, like I said, you want the Lyndon fight. If him and Antiad get through their fights and they have a rematch, how does the fight go?
I personally think Anthony Yard won't try to box. He'll go full steam ahead and kill or be killed type. Yeah. I think Yard hasn't got the best gas tank. I think that's why he tried to keep the pace nice and slow and get through the rounds. But I think he'll go for broke and it'll be an early night either way.
Moving on from that, another one of your former foes who you fought in the Golden Contract, Richard Bolotnik, he's going against Joshua Boatsi at Fight Camp. I'm only asking, obviously you've been in the ring with him. Joshua Boatsi is obviously touted as the next best thing in that division. It'll be an interesting clash. How do you see that fight going?
I think Boatsi will punch his face in. I really do. Bolotnik beat me, but he never beat the real me. I was as flat. Watch that fight. Anyone who doesn't believe me, watch that fight. I had no zap, no sting in my punches, and I knew I won the first 4 rounds. Yeah. They gave him every single round. I won the first 4 and I won the last one. So there's 5 rounds apiece. He had a big round 9, so he won by 1 or 2 points. He won every single round. I was never getting that fight because his dad put that show on.
I wanted to ask about this because I heard this floating around that his dad put that show on. Is that true?
His dad put that show on. They're the kingpin of Latvia. Them, they're Russian Latvians, and the Bolotniks run Latvia. Joshua Buatsi will beat him up, because I know I can beat Bolotniks. Okay, he's beat me fair and square, but he never got me on a good night.
Can I ask them why you felt flat? Was it anything to do with when in camp? Why did he not get the best you on that night?
I just think it was a load of little things ended up making a big thing. I'm 6'4" and I make 12 stone 7. It's very hard to make the weight. Sometimes you make the weight, and sometimes you make the weight, but look at tonight. I wasn't great tonight. Look at Adjasaf. I was great. I felt great. I could have fought 200 rounds. Against Bolotnik, I had one good round in me. Tonight, it's 50-50. I never felt great tonight.
I mean, it's hard stuff, so you know yourself. But for me, looking at it, I think you may have been a tad critical of yourself. But you'll know when you watch the fight back and all that. Is it about for you then, maybe if you are in this issue with the weight and stuff like that, getting maybe the correct nutritionist and stuff like that on board to try and fine tweak maybe how you make the weight?
I'm thinking about moving up. I'd like to go to cruiserweight. I do really good when I spar cruiserweights. I find they're slow, they don't punch much harder, and I can tag them. So I think I'd like a shot at cruiserweight.
Well, if the fight don't come off with Richards and you can't get maybe the other big fights, maybe that will be the best route for you if you're struggling for the weight. Well, listen, I'll let you get off. Hosea, thanks for giving some of your time to Behind the Gloves, and good luck and fingers crossed we can catch up again after your next fight.
Thank you very much.
Hey fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.